Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And we're back with more Final Fantasy spoilers. Excuse me. Next up is Gladiolus Amicida. So, a red, a green, and 4 for a 6/6 legendary human warrior. When it enters, search your library for basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. As landfall, whenever a land you control enters, another target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample till end of turn. Hoo-ha! More landfall. Then we have Kefka, Court Mage. This guy is evil. So a blue, a black, and a red, and 2 for a 4/5 legendary human wizard. When it enters or attacks, each player discards a card. You draw cards for each card type among cards discarded this way. You can pay 8. Each opponent sacrifices a permanent of their choice, and you transform it into Kefka, Ruler of Ruin, a 5/7 avatar wizard with flying. Whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards. Icky! I told you this guy is evil. You don't want him around. And I'm sure people are going to make this their commander. And it's just going to be bad all the way. Next up we have Kuja, Gnome Sorcerer, a black, a red, and 2 for a 3/4 legendary mutant wizard. Beginning of your end step, create a tapped 0/1 black wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. And if you control 4 or more wizards, transform Kuja, which transforms into Kuja, Fate Defied, a 4/6 avatar wizard with Flamestar. The wizard you control will deal damage to a permanent. Player deals double that damage instead. Yicky! Then we have Lightning, Army of 1. So a red, a white, and 1 for a 3/2 legendary human soldier. Has first strike, trample, lifelink. Has stagger whenever lightning deals combat damage to a player. Until your next turn, if a sorcerer deals damage to that player or a permanent that player controls deals double that damage instead. Hoo-ha! We have Noctis, Prince of Lucis. So a white, a blue, and a black, and 1 for a 4/3 human noble with lifelink. You may cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to paying their other cost. If you cast a spell this way, it enters with a finality counter on it. Okay. A little way to get some of your artifacts back from the graveyard. Next up we have Riona Heartilly. A green, a white, and 3 for a 4/4 legendary human rebel warlock. When she enters, create Angelo, a legendary 1/1 green and white dog creature token. Whenever Riona Heartilly attacks, another target creature you control gets +1/+1 till end of turn for each creature you control. Well, and those colors, oh dear. That's those are colors that are generally for weenie decks. So she might be something to look out for. Popping up in weenie decks everywhere. We got Shantoto Tactician Magician. So a blue, a red, and 1 for a 0/4 legendary dwarf wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +X+0 till the turn where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. If X is 4 or more, draw a card. Hoo-ha! Little something to add to your Spellslinger deck. We have Squall, Seed Mercenary. White and black and 2 for a 3/4 legendary human knight mercenary. With Rough Divide, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, gains double strike till end of turn. Whenever Squall deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Hoo-ha! I like that. That's useful. We've got Terra, Magical Adept. So a red, a green, and 1 for a 4/2 legendary human wizard warrior. When she enters, mill 5 cards and put 1 enchantment card milled this way into your hand. She has Trance, which is a red, a green, and 4, tap it and exile it and return her transformed and do it only as a sorcery. She becomes a 6/6 legendary enchantment creature saga wizard with chapters 1, 2, and 3. Create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary enchantment you control. It gains haste. If it's a saga, put up to 3 lore counters on it and sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Chapter 4, she adds 2 of Wooburg, which is white, blue, black, red, and green, and exile it and return to the battlefield. Well. So yeah, this thing could do all sorts of things. We have Ultimecia, Time Sorceress. So a blue, a black, and 3 for a 4/5 legendary human warlock. When it enters or attacks, surveil 2. If you're in step, you may pay 2 blue, 2 black, and 4, and exile 8 cards from your graveyard. If you do, transform her into Ultimecia Omnipotent, which is a 7/7 Nightmare Warlock with Menace. With time compression, when this creature transforms, take an extra turn. Yikes. Of course, to get her to transform, you've got to pay 8 mana and sacrifice exile 8 cards from your graveyard. So, hoo-haw. Next up is a card that is highly talked about already. Is Vivi Ornitier. Now, Vivi is 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 for a 0/3 legendary wizard. Pay 0 to add X mana in any combination of blue and or red, where X is Vivi's power. Activate only during your turn, only once each turn. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on her, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So, hoo-haw. This is good. This is definitely a spell slinger card. Something to add to your storm deck. Yeah, this card is fun. There's a lot of talk around this card. Next up, we have Yuna, Hope of Spira, which is a green, white, and 3 for a 3/5 legendary human cleric. During your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures you control have Trample, Lifelink, and Ward 2. Ew. Enchantment decks just got nastier. Ugh. Oh. Oh, I do. At the beginning of your end step, return up to 1 target enchantment card from the graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. While this might be a good commander, I'd still like to see her as one of the 99 in a Tom Bombadil deck. Just to be fairly nasty. Next up, we have another super powerful summon card in Bahamut. So, 9 mana for a 9/9 enchantment creature saga dragon that has flying. Chapters 1 and 2 can destroy up to 1 non-land permanent. Chapter 3, draw 2 cards. Chapter 4, this creature deals damage equal to the total mana value of other permanents you control to each opponent. Yeah, you put this dude in your dragon deck, especially with all the stuff we got from Tarkir Dragonstorm. Yeah, this dude will wreck. And I mean wreck games. And you can cheat him. There's definitely ways to cheat him out. Because there's dragon cost reducings, and there's all sorts of stuff to cast dragons for free. Yeah, you put this guy down and you got some dragons out. I mean, heck, we're not even talking about Terror of the Peak shenanigans. Yikes! Next up is a new land cycle, kind of. So this is Adventurer's End. It's a land town. As a subtype of town. When enters, you can gain 2 life. You can tap it to add a colorless. So kind of like a Radiant Fountain, which is really nice. But here is the rare land cycle, which has an adventure on it. So Jidoor, aristocratic capital, the land town with a sorcery adventure of Overture for 2 blue and 4. Target opponent mills half their library rounded down. Bruvac, anyone? Your mill deck. And as a land, it enters tapped, and you can tap it to add a blue mana. So, ho-ha. It's a mill land. That's just disgusting in itself. Okay. Except we have Xenarkand, Ancient Metropolis. So it's a land town, has Lasting Faith for 2 green and 4, a sorcery adventure. Create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, put a +1/+1 counter on for each land you control. Ew. And it enters tapped, and you can tap it for a green. So what I'm seeing is each of these towns is going to have kind of like an adventure, but its adventure is going to be 2 colors of the color of the land and 4 colorless, and it's going to do something interesting. And they enter tapped, and they tap for that color of land. Next up is the third of the full art swamps. Wastes makes its return to standard. Hoo-ha. All you Eldrazi heads will appreciate that. We have Starting Town. Now this is going to be interesting. Because it's going to be an automatic include in Commander decks. It's a land town and enters tapped unless it's your first, second, or third turn of the game. You can tap it to add a colorless, or tap and pay 1 life to add 1 mana of any color. In a Commander game, that's going to do some major mana fixing. In limited, if you get this in limited, you're already off to the races. So, hoo-ha. Next up is Town Greeter. A green and 1 for a 1/1 human citizen. This creature enters, you can mill 4 cards, put a land card from among them into your hand. If you put a town card into your hand, this way you gain 2 life. So, yeah. If you have the Adventurer's End, you gain 2 life when it goes into your hand and gain 2 life when you play it. So, hoo-ha. Next up, we have Golbez. One of the bonus sheets that's a reskin of Sir Conrad the Grim. So for 2 black and 3, you get a 5/4 legendary human knight. Whenever another creature dies, or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, deals 1 damage to each opponent. For a black and 1, each player mills a card. So this So mill is a thing in Final Fantasy. So hoo-ha. So we have Esper Origins. A green and 1 for sorcery. This is Surveil 2, gain 2 life. The spell was cast from a graveyard and put onto the battlefield transformed under its owner's control with a finality counter on it. You can flash it back for a green and 3. So it becomes Esper Modern. Reveal the top card of your a 4/4 enchantment creature saga elemental. Chapter 1, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, put it into your hand. Chapter 2, add 2 green mana. Chapter 3, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain trample till end of turn. So, hoo-ha. And finally, we have Ishgard, the Holy Sea. This is the white land, white town. It's 2 white and 3 for faith and grief, sorcery adventure. Return up to 2 target artifact or enchantment cards from the graveyard to your hand. It enters tapped as a land, and you can tap it for a white mana. So, hoo-ha. Well, that's all I have for right now. We're at 22 minutes. We'll see you on the next video.